Rudo nearly got kidnapped. If this man smelled like lollipops, Rudo would have been covered in baby oil, bro. Rudo nearly stuck it in his mouth without asking questions. All for some candy. That is insane work, bro. That's insane. You may not be his boy that he's smiling, falling on the sword for, but he'll fall on the sword for you nonetheless. She scares me, but I can't deny her character design is fire. The coat, the haircut, everything just fire. Like, she could ruin your life for sure, but Jesus. He really does feel like he would fit in, though. Mr. Engine, please help me. Not the pedophile arc. The fact that Rudo and company are getting kidnapped because they went to the creepy man in the van with candy. And Rudo's gonna fucking follow. If he would have got a lollipop with some sort of knockout drug, it would have worked on Rudo. He would have stuck it in his mouth without asking questions. Is that Alma? Because wasn't she in the opening or something? Chained up? Yep, that's her. Oh, that ain't Rudo, girl. Had that man smelled like lollipops, there'd be something else in Rudo's mouth this week. If you got this far on video, you know what to do. Slap that like, share, support, subscribe if you're new around here, and you know what, Patreon for live reactions, all this Gachiakuta greatness, and more, which also helps fund the channel videos just like these. So, Gachiakuta Season 2 has been officially announced. We talked about it last week. I said, hey, it is in production. I had some naysayers pop up. It's not an official account. I can't believe it. And I said something. I said either it will be announced at the end of this episode or in the near future. The account that I get these informations from, it's always legit. And as we know now, Season 2 is happening. But the big topic of today's video isn't the fact of who Rudo's name and how it corresponds with The Undertaker. No, no, no. It's this sick bastard here. So if I had a nickel for every time there was a very creepy character who probably should be shot this season, probably have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's all that's happened now. This, as well as the 2-year eternity arc with that very creepy lolicon. This man might be one of the only characters who would be effective at luring people to their van. Bro, I thought for sure, I was like, there's no way like we're gonna go straight up PDF arc here, right? And then it was. He's like, oh, if you kids love candy, come on back, I got plenty. And here's the thing, right? Do you think they believed it? No. But you know who did believe it? Rudo. And the only reason he kicked him in the nuts here is because he didn't think he smelled like candy. So you might want to say, well, on one hand, you know, impressive Rudo. He was able to come up with the fact that this man was lying to him. Which, sure. But if this man was a more effective kidnapper and actually had the candy on him, Rudo would have more than lollipops in his mouth right now. Now, you may want to say, Brandon, but he can easily fight his way out. I gotta be real. There was something wrong with Rudo when it came to his hunger for candy. I think if you gave... Anyone remember Scrooge McDuck? Remember when you dive in that big old pond of gold coins? If he had enough candy, I am thoroughly convinced Rudo would be in such an indoctrination mindset, he wouldn't be able to differentiate between what is candy and what is not. Now, you may want to say, Brandon, this is episode 24 of Gachiakuta. Is this really what we should be analyzing? And I say, yes, absolutely. Merry Christmas, motherfuckers. Now, there was a big reveal. This Watchmen series logo. This has been not really the bane of our existence, but it's been the thing that we've been chasing. The boots, the gloves, you know, it's been following us. And how can they make it even more interesting? Well, turns out, so on the ceiling of like the tunnel when you're entering the graffiti city, whatever they're calling it, each of the new person who kind of has the role, they put their own signature touch to it. So it's like generations upon generations. I think they mentioned it goes back like 5 generations so far. And at the very beginning, the Watchmen series is there. And from their point of view, it's like, oh, that's our symbol. But then for the general people who know the lore, it's like, oh, that's the symbol of, you know, their little posse. And Rudo drops this like, hey, my name is Rudo Surbrick, right? And, you know, it's like, great, Rudo, you know your name. I'm proud of you. The thing is that last name is the same last name as The Undertaker. Now, Undertaker, a little code name, but his actual name. So, Rudo has more of a connection to things than just having a glove that connects to the Watchmen series. Now, what does this mean for the future? I don't know. It's like, it's an explosive bombshell, but it's not a bombshell that's going to make you pull your hair out. Oh my god, we don't have episode 25 next week, and if it takes a couple years for the next season, like, it's not a cliffhanger that's going to make you go insane, but it's a cliffhanger to make you say, damn, the Watchmen series stuff is way more interesting than we already thought, and it already was pretty interesting, right? So this is a great way to sequel bait you, to make you say, I can't wait to jump into season 2, without it being like, oh, we're in the middle of a sword swing, we don't know if a character lives or dies. Like, those are more infuriating cliffhangers because, damn, maybe we can wait a few months, but if you make us wait longer than that, we really need to see who the hell lived or died there. This is like a, oh my god, so much more complex than we were first given credit. Also, this woman here, she would ruin my life and I'd let her. She scares the living shit out of me, but I gotta be real, her being like, we want the man, the little boy from the surface. I know damn well if we turned over Rudo here, Rudo would probably be, he'd be experimented on for sure. I'm a little worried for bro, because he casually was like, nah, I'm good. Gonna disappear like, American engineers, man. I'm telling you. Though, one of the things that I was a little disappointed in, but I think it will be a very funny ongoing joke if they commit to it, is, our new ally. The whole concept of someone who has no confidence in themselves, so basically we take orders, right? I knew this would be a fun character, but I think the concept of I don't have the confidence to call my boss, and because my boss didn't call me, therefore I'm gonna switch sides, but I need the confidence to talk with the boss of this other side. So the fact that he has like this little doll, right? I don't actually think this doll is talking to him. I think what he does is he puts like the confidence that he needs to be told, puts it into something so it can feel like it's talking to him. So basically, just in his internal monologue, he projects it onto something like a little doll or a little toy so it can say, this is what you need to do. And he's like, you're right, because he needs orders. He has such a lack of confidence. The funniest thing is that this is the most deeply unserious character, but at the same time can seemingly be a menace. And now our boy Engine is stuck with babysitting yet again another. Now, one of two things gonna happen. We get into season 2 within like the first handful of episodes, the first month of it returning. Engine's gonna learn about his new adoption process, or they're gonna spend the entirety of the second season him trying to talk with Engine and failing, and then at some point getting called up like, hey bro, are you still working with us? And he'll be conflicted on where he's going. It's the dumbest shit I've ever seen, man. Granted, we've seen a lot of dumb shit in this show, and I don't say that as an insult. I say it with nothing but praise. Like, when they drove up in the car and they're going, like, that was just fantastic. But I love this, man. This is a hilarious character. Just completely fantastic. And I think overall, I leave this season completely satisfied. I think the production was clean. It was amazing. The music, the art direction, the animation, the characters were great. I don't know how long a story like this should last or the author would want to last. But looking at an episode length in terms of like how long something like a My Hero Academia ran for, what, 171 episodes? I think that's a reasonable length for a show like this as well, but it could also be a lot shorter. It could be a 100-episode story. I don't know. Either way, it's peak is what I'm saying, and I really have a lot of faith in the author and clearly the studio if this is going to be a new long-running show for them. Of course, those are my thoughts. You can let me know what you thought of either the last episode, the first season, how hyped are you for season 2, and what is your most anticipated thing about season 2? I gotta be real. It's Engine's new adoption for me. Thoughts down below. Drop a like, share, support, subscribe if you're new around here. And of course, there's the Patreon for live reactions, all some more. Like, hey, I also like to give video shout-outs to my patrons, because without them, these videos wouldn't be possible. So today we got Crizzle Wiper, Connor Reeves, TMG Gaming, Jorid, Jake McDougal, Sage Narf, JMW, Tokyo, and we also have Sophia Palmieri. So I appreciate the support. Please take care. You know, have a good one.